In the shadow of a cold October morning in 732, two worlds stood on the brink of collision. On one side, the powerful Umayyad Caliphate, conquerors of Spain, veterans of desert warfare, and standard-bearers of Islam, marched through the lush valleys of Gaul. On the other, a rugged Frankish army led by a man history would remember as the Hammer, Charles Martel. The fate of Europe itself trembled on the edge of a sword. For over a century, the Islamic caliphates had surged out of Arabia like a storm, toppling empires, winning hearts, and changing cultures. By the early 8th century, they had swept across North Africa, stormed into the Iberian Peninsula, and were now knocking on the doors of Francia. The city of Tours lay ahead, rich, symbolic, and unprotected. But the prize was not just gold, it was dominion. The Muslim force was led by Abdul Rahman al-Ghafiqi, the governor of Al-Andalus. Confident after years of victory, he pushed northward, plundering towns and gathering wealth. His army was battle-hardened and mobile, consisting of swift cavalry capable of devastating charges. But he underestimated the resolve of Charles Martel. Martel, though lacking the prestige of kingship, was the de facto ruler of the Franks. He had spent years reforming his army, relying heavily on seasoned infantry. His men were disciplined, hardened by internal wars, and motivated by something deeper: the defense of their homeland, their faith, and their future. Martel refused to meet the Muslims in open terrain. Instead, he chose a wooded, hilly area near Tours, where the cavalry's speed would be blunted. The two forces finally clashed in a brutal stalemate that lasted for days. The Franks held firm, forming an unbreakable shield wall that absorbed wave after wave of cavalry charges. It was not a battle of brilliance, it was a battle of endurance. And on the 7th day, the tide turned. Legend has it that Frankish scouts raided the Muslim camp, targeting their spoils and supply lines. Panic spread. Rumors of betrayal or encirclement caused disarray in the Umayyad ranks. In the confusion, Abdul Rahman himself was slain while rallying his troops. Without their leader, the Muslim army broke and began a chaotic retreat. Charles Martel, cautious and calculating, did not pursue immediately. He waited till dawn to find the battlefield empty. Victory was his. The Battle of Tours, though modest in scale compared to other epic clashes, carried immense symbolic weight. Some medieval chroniclers claimed it saved Christianity in Europe. While modern historians debate that claim, one thing is clear: this battle halted the northward expansion of the Umayyad Caliphate. It gave the Franks momentum to consolidate power, laying the groundwork for the Carolingian Empire and, eventually, the rise of Charlemagne. But more than anything, the Battle of Tours was a turning point of perception. It was the first time a Muslim force had been decisively beaten in Western Europe. It reshaped the frontier between Christian and Muslim worlds, freezing the Islamic advance beyond the Pyrenees. Charles Martel earned his legendary nickname, the Hammer, not for a single blow, but for his relentless pressure and tactical patience. He wasn't a romantic hero. He was a brutal realist, yet his decisions shaped the spine of medieval Europe. And what if the outcome had been different? What if the Umayyad cavalry had broken through? Would the mosques of Cordoba have been matched by minarets in Paris? Would Europe have spoken Arabic, studied at madrasas, and followed a different spiritual path? The answers are lost to time. But on that autumn day in 732 near the fields of Tours, the future of Europe pivoted, quietly, bloodily, and irrevocably. In the silence that followed the battle, Europe did not yet know it had been saved, only that something immense had just passed it by, like a storm that could have swallowed it whole. History is full of shadows, secrets, and forgotten voices, and we're here to bring them back to life. If this story moved you, imagine what else waits to be uncovered. From ancient fortresses to whispered legends, each tale holds power. So if you crave more journeys into the mysterious and the true, don't forget to like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and most importantly, subscribe, because some stories deserve to be told again.